The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. And we're underway. According to what we've been told, this is how it looks. It's a 4-3-3.
Yeah, and the two wide players up front can make the system pretty much succeed or fail. They'll be quite flexible in their creative movement. They like to drift in. At times they'll mix their game up and keep their width. And of course they're also expected to track any runs from opposition fullbacks. So they've got quite hard-working jobs. But if they can gain a one-on-one advantage, they can dictate.
Well, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Hernandez, he's got away. Great ball, and he's in here. Neymar gets flagged offside. Well, Jim, in an era when we have plenty of high-quality goalkeepers, how would you rate the Brazilian Julio Cesar?
I think you have to have him up there as one of the greatest ever, Peter. You know, some may suggest he was more than that, but that's hard to say. 6'2", he may not have been the tallest, but in terms of command of his area, presence, speed off his line, I would say he was in a class of his own.
Messi. Can he get it through? Now it's Messi. No, it's come to nothing. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Neymar has it out wide and in space. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Now, who's going to be first? Shot, surely! Good first touch and almost as good a second.
Oh, the technical control was exquisite. The pummeled attempt was exasperating.
And the pass is intercepted. Not the most convincing of passes. And this is from Mario.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Now it's Doué. Oh, that's well spotted. Still goalless at the moment. He's a sharp little ball here. Ronaldinho. So what can they make of this? They're back in possession and ready to go again. They shifted it to the flank. Possession football, Jim, we're seeing plenty of it. What is it, though, that really makes it work?
Well, for me, what makes it work is the fact that everyone in this team has the courage to show for the ball. You can't shy away from it. You can't hide. You have to front up in a setup like this, and everyone is doing just that.
You make it sound so simple. Picked out, and the shots! Up towards the front line. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Lewandowski touches it back. Lewandowski, and the shot! Goal, Brazil! That was a given, it always was.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner, and he picked them off instead.
Brazil have taken the lead.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Steered out wide, but he won't reach that one. Neymar turns back here, probably the best option. Now it's Neymar, and it's Guti. He's in plenty of space here. Header! He scores! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. That is a fine goal, really efficiently done.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch. Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Pedri. Oh, that's a fine interception. Takes a shot! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And that was his 20th goal for this team. The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
Well, from a defensive perspective, Peter, that's a really poor one to give away. Yes, the movement was very good, but the defence made it way too easy.
A case now of complete control. He's through, now is he in? There's the shot! And yes, it's there! The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
So, just a consolation, or is there a way back from here? Pedri. Casemiro. Here's Guti. Now this could be... Lewandowski! Guti with the foul. And the whistle goes for half-time.
Well, it's hard to say whether a two-goal advantage under these circumstances is decisive or not, but so far I haven't really seen enough to indicate that the opposition can come out in the second half and improve to that degree.
Brazil are broadly in charge, but the contest is still alive at 3-1. Whistle goes, and we start the second half.
Oh, it's great work in terms of both purpose and intensity.
Brazil have it back and can go again. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Looking for options for movement. Neymar. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup, and he's managed to get free. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter.
He's given it away. Casemiro kept his eye on it, and he's there. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Van Bronckhorst. Alexander-Arnold cuts out the pass. That's a delicate pass. Donnarumma breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Messi. No, that's been intercepted. And it's Ronaldinho. Neymar. Pedri, over to the left. Neymar. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Oh, that's a key interception. Messi. Casemiro. Pedri.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Oh, important interception. Alexander-Arnold. It's a good run down the right. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Alexander-Arnold is offering some sort of an apology there.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Shot could be on. Romario showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Caught offside that time. And that's it. So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So it's down to business here.
Well, this 4-4-2 formation is often used in the modern era defensively, but it used to be the gold standard of formations a generation or so ago, Peter, and it does allow the fullbacks to play a key role in attack.
Yeah, they offer most of the width, don't they?
Exactly. You want them to be high up the pitch so they can get themselves into the final third whenever possible. This will, of course, ask an awful lot of the centre halves and the central midfielders, who need to drop into position and cover the spaces.
Raul will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Flings in across.
Oh, that's a cracking ball. Too quick for defence and keeper.
So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Well, this guy, Alejandro Garnacho, will inject a nice thrust into this team, as well as an element of unpredictability. You never quite know whether he's going to cut inside or whether he's going to look to hit the byline, and he can be a real threat. But what I really like about him is that he always comes back for more. He has the appetite to keep at it, and I like that.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. Now it's Mbappe, and it's Alexander-Arnold. It's a promising position. Out of play for a goal kick. Rice.
Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
Pedri plays a sharp little ball here. Spread it left. Donnarumma gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted. Looking for the run. Oh, that's superb. Messi, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Looking to play him in. Szoboszlai could try cutting inside here. Oh, it's Raul. That has been slung wide. He is through here. That is a brilliant interception. Now, can they get him away? That'll be a throw. And back to the goalkeeper. Van Bronckhorst is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. Kaka. And Garnacho. Raul. Oh, this is a terrific run. It's Raul! And the keeper's relieved to see that disappear wide.
Oh, he just got it ever so slightly wrong, Peter. There wasn't much in that at all.
Van Dijk. Oh, and they're quick to press here, right on top of them. That's really nicely played. Messi. Oh, that's well spotted. And it's Rice. Nicely weighted ball. And this is Lewandowski. He's through now, is he? Lewandowski! Played out to the left flank. Pedri. And he shoots! Goal! Brazil! And he stuck it away as if laser-guided.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Gol marcado para o Brasil. Aos 36 minutos do primeiro tempo, pelo jogador, camisa 11.
Brazil have penetrated for the first time.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
He is starved of space and time. Brazil looking to go into the break, 1-0 up. Now it's Lewandowski. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Played in with purpose.
That was well seen too. Good clearance.
Rice. Guti is the guilty party there. And no surprise, that's a booking. It's not an especially good pass, that. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Can he latch on to this? Brazil leading then, courtesy of the goal scored late in the first half here. And the score is 1-0. Rice. Rafinha. And here's Raul. And he's lost his man here. It's Raul! Now, who's going to be first? And that'll be the last act of the first half. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff.
Yeah, I like the fact that there was a genuine flow to this game, as well as intent. But I can't help feeling that their efforts deserved that little bit more.
Brazil can be fairly satisfied then. It's so far so good for them, and it's 1-0 at the break. And the second half gets underway. A solitary goal, that has been the crucial difference. And he's picked it up out wide. Jimenez with the clearance. Pedri! No, poor contact, nothing on the shot.
Well, I suppose he was being urged to shoot. Maybe the crowd will stay a little quieter next time.
Rice has got himself a free kick. Kaka. Jimenez. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Garnacho going face-to-face with his great rival. Chips it through. Oh, it's a great ball here. Oh, that was no routine save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Spread out to the left. And it's ended up in no man's land. Rice. Rice takes control of it and he's on the move. And he's surging through. And it's Rice. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Lewandowski! Still just a single goal between the sides. Lewandowski, Neymar. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Garnacho. Garnacho looking to penetrate opposition lines. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, the message they're sending out now is pretty loud and clear. Let's grab a second goal and give ourselves an element of comfort.
Kaka. That's good running with the ball, and he's being shifted off it. That's a little off target. Mbappe, and this is Raul. It's Raul! Oh, in for the pieces! And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders.
It's really well read here, but having done the hard part, he'll be slightly disappointed not to make more of it.
Substituído pelo jogador, camisa 7.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Szoboszlai. Brazil do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. Not the most convincing of passes. Challenged just a bit on the firm side. Oh, that is, and the shot! Goal! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion.
Yeah, that's really well played, Peter. It's very, very simple. The ball through to him was just beautifully measured.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that fate.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Brazil are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it, now they have it.
Oh, that's a key interception. Rafinha threads one in. That's a nicely shaped ball. That's a foul, no two ways about it. And he has shown him a yellow card.
Substituição no time do Corinthians.
Well, if he's serious about trying from this range, I think he must feel he can generate the power. Big ask.
Camisa 19, Ronaldinho.
Brazil making another change here. And it's Pedri. Kane! Rafinha. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Driving on and making good progress. And this is Ronaldinho. Oh, he's bust, and the shot! They've scored! Just one goal in it now! Game on! The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Yeah, that's what the game is all about. Excitement and entertainment. What a lovely moment.
Corinthians get themselves back into contention.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And here's Vinicius Junior.
Corinthians really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
And he's certainly onside here. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Great challenge, time to perfection. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. Just the keeper to beat!
Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Casemiro gets a foot in here. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Brazil with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Jimenez getting this one clear. And now they can spring out of defence. Ball looks a good one. Hazard knocks it into space. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Donnarumma is there, and he can get that clear. Can he get it through? Oh, he's found support out wide. And that is that. Brazil have emerged victorious in this match of thrills. The odd goal ultimately proving the difference. This is where they want to be, one small step away from greatness. Win today, and they will be up there amongst the elite. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters, who are ready now to perform. So it's away we go then. Brazil cannot consider the option of defeat. It's not a question of want, but must.
Well, Peter, we're about to watch a terrific defender in Carlos Puyol. He'll lead by example and continually organise. His appetite and attitude to the game is absolutely fabulous. There's an awful lot to enjoy about his play.
And he exudes charisma.
He does, and I just love his leadership.
Passing is crisp and sharp. Now that looks a decent ball. And Messi! It's in!
Can you think of a better way to have started this game? Talk about how to stamp your authority on things. You've just seen it.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Pedri, and is forced to go back. Marquinhos. Serginho. Looks to the other side.
Good ball, that too.
And it's Beckham. Okazaki. That's a good foot in there. Pedri with a definite foul there. Upamecano. Casemiro. Aims beyond the defence. Messi! They've done it! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! And that is a goal worthy of universal appreciation. Even the opposing fans have to recognise the quality there.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
And yes, it's him again. So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Another throw-in. And here's Pedri. Guti over to the left. Oh, he's been caught napping. Beckham. Now, what about a counter-attack? Oh, that's a key interception.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Pedri. Barcelona applying the press here, a high press.
Yeah, we see this so often these days, but it does demand an awful lot of work rate and, of course, the discipline, because it has to be with everyone. It can't be with one or two. If that
goes for a shot! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Van Dijk gets a foot in here. Messi. Now, can they get him away? And that could set him on his way. And it's Messi. And that pass just didn't quite work. It's an inviting looking ball, that. That'll be a throw-in. Van Dijk. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Koundé, half an hour played now. Pedri. And here's Lewandowski. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Serginho. Great vision. Oh, super find. Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Oh, good spread. That has ended up in no man's land. Marquinhos. And he's gone searching crossfield. Bale is onto it in a flash. Time perhaps for one last twist before half-time. Marquinhos, always a very imposing presence at the back. Okazaki gets into some space. He slings it in.
Well, from experience, I can tell you he'll get a lot of stick for getting that one wrong.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And this is Lewandowski. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Serginho. Bale.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Pedri. Foot in. Nicely spread. Back into the middle. Serginho. And the referee brings the first half to a close. How would you review the first half?
The boss is going to be disappointed with the way his team just switched off for those 2 goals. They'll have to take some risks now to try and get back in this game, and it's easier said than done, as we know.
Que en la tienda oficial del estadio podrán encontrar todo tipo de objetos relacionados con nuestro equipo.
And that's the start of another 45 minutes.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
He gets the ticking off and needs to be very careful now.
Yeah, and he has to change his ways, or this referee could soon change his status.
Now it's Bale. Guti. Well-timed, excellent interception. Van Bronckhorst. Played to Casemiro. And it's Guti. Now it's Lewandowski. That has been cut short. And he cuts out the supply. Played back in. Vermeer. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Fires it in low. And he's gone backward here. Real chance! Yes, it's there! The second half sparked straight into life. You give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Such immaculate precision.
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
Brazil get themselves back into contention.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
Oh, no question, that's a foul. Oh, he's taken it. Soboslai cuts out the pass. Pedri, that has not gone well. Okazaki.
Well, that'll certainly improve their mood. All the talking, both tactical and motivational, in that half-time dressing room seems to have paid off for the moment, at least.
Serginho wins the duel this time. Pedri.
Right here, right now, it's not looking favourable. They're chasing the ball and the game.
And this is Lewandowski. Guti unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Koundé. That's been cut out, well played. Van Bronckhorst. Pedri. Casemiro. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Okazaki absolutely focused then on the defensive side of his game.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Succumbs to the pressure. Vermeer. Casemiro. Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Out to the left it goes. Neymar.
That was lovely, that.
And it's Guti. Skims one in.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks. Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Serginho. Pedri, who does have an assist to his name, opts for safety. And here's Neymar. Now that's well seen too. Knocks it into space. Tries to play it through. Out of play for a throw.
Se va a llevar a cabo un cambio de jugadores.
Pass somewhat off target.
Barcelona surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Now it's Kane. Can he get on the end of this? Played right into his... Takes a shot! And the lead stays intact, just.
Pedri clearly knows that he let himself down there. He'd like another pop at that one, but that's not how it works.
Shifted it to the flank. Hazard with the delivery.
There's much frustration as to the lack of a touch to finish that off. Brazil really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
Cambio de jugadores en el Barcelona. El dorsal 22, Bale. El dorsal 18, Okazaki.
Pedri.
Serán sustituidos por el dorsal
Beckham.
20, el dorsal
Pedri.
9.
Rashford. In with the challenge. He came in hard, very hard.
Habrá
It's a pretty
2
loose
minutos de
pass.
descuento.
Threads one in. Hazard.
Pretty robust defending.
Yamal. And that is that. Brazil were involved in a great game here, unpredictable in so many ways, but in the end they fell just short. Effort unrewarded.
Se ha encontrado una línea
How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Brazil never really got into this game. I think conceding early as they did seemed to completely undermine whatever had been put in place before they left that dressing room, and they just didn't readjust to it at all.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. Well, here we are with everything very much to play for. Win this one and they're going up. Incentives do not come much simpler or sweeter than that one.
Brasil e Vasco da Gama.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So off we go then. Brazil cannot consider the option of defeat. It's not a question of want, but must. Hazard. Serginho. Pedri gets a foot in here. Into the channel. He's in plenty of space here. He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, no shortage of confidence there.
He's the one player you want on the ball running at defences, and that's precisely why.
We're talking a genuinely stylish player here in Frank Rijkaard. You're not arguing with that, Jim, are you?
No, I've got to totally agree with every word you just said. As holding midfielders go, he is one of the very best.
And Messi! He's done very well to get to that.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Hazard. He's got away. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And he welcomes it in. Goes for a shot! Goal! Vasco da Gama! And he stuck it away as if laser-guided.
Just way, way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Brazil are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Upamecano. And it's Rice. It's a really well-measured ball. Nicely intercepted. Vardio. And it's Hazard. Van Dijk. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Hazard. Very nicely done. Referee has just said play on. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Now it's Lewandowski, over to the left.
Pretty robust defending.
Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. Van Dijk spots it and intercepts.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Played out to the left flank. Looking for options for movement. Darren Fletcher. Fletcher! Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
Darren Fletcher has taken on too much there. That isn't one of the areas he thrives on.
Neymar gets into a good position. And he's being shifted off it. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Neymar. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
He won't be happy with that one. Well, that looks a decent ball. And no, that was never going to make it.
They've been denied a chance to develop any rhythm in the passing department.
Now it's Messi. Well, that is one way to stop him. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. That has ended up in no man's land. And he's only too happy to take that back. And that pass just didn't quite work.
Brazil certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
And it's Hazard. And the shot! Oh, and it's come back out to him. It's in! Two to the good, And they are purring, absolutely purring. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Look, that's one of the first things you learn, whether you're a striker or not. Just anticipate a goalkeeping parry or spillage, and sometimes you'll get lucky, it'll come your way.
Vasco da Gama are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
Well, now's the time you can afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Marquinhos, Van Dijk, Guardiola, Hazard, Guardiola, Hazard,
minuto de acréscimo.
Rijkaard. Oh, it's a promising build-up this, plenty of really nice passing. And that'll be the final action of the first half. Reflections on the first half?
Brazil really should be thinking about killing this off early in the second half, Peter. The boss will be demanding the same level of intensity from his team, so I'd expect to see the same positive intent after the break, the same purpose again.
Outros estabelecimentos vagos da região.
And the action is back underway.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away a
Decent chance! It's a good-looking delivery. And it's claimed by the keeper. Possession football, Jim, we're seeing plenty of it. What is it, though, that really makes it work?
Well, for me, what makes it work is the fact that everyone in this team has the courage to...
Shapes to shoot! And he has kicked it out somehow.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Brazil with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. That has been knocked clear. Neymar. Serginho is always looking to play quality balls. And that's another good win of the ball.
Lewandowski really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Looking for the run. And it's Serginho.
There's no doubt it's a long way back, but they can at least give us something to believe the gap might be closed.
Played back in. Pedri. Mbappe. And now the breakaway. And it's Fletcher. Knocks it into space. Hazard. He's gone for goal! That was superb goalkeeping.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Now, can they get him away? Mbappe. Darren Fletcher, spread it left. He's a sharp little ball here. Fletcher. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Serginho. Rijkaard. Marquinhos. Serginho. Van Dijk. Guardiola. Vasco da Gama looking to pass their way through. Tries to play it through. He's found a way through. It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Fletcher! Soboslai tries to clear.
That, Peter, is wonderful reading of the game. Perfect positioning. Well played.
And they can counter here. Now it's Messi.
Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
Well, the boss won't be happy about that at all. They were pedestrian in possession and carried almost no threat at all. Now it's Fletcher. And it's with the keeper. Van Bronckhorst. And the pass is intercepted. Fletcher. That pass has been well intercepted. Spread out to the left. Mbappe. Shoots! Yes! And the lead is extended still further.
Substituição.
And that really is so impressive.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches.
Well, they want to win this, Peter, plain and simple. Seal promotion right here, right now.
A case now of complete control. Aimed beyond the defence, and that's been drilled in. It's a pretty loose pass. Brazil have their second corner now. They've played it short. He's had a shot! And with the goal at his mercy, a dreadful miss.
Oh, what a chance. He probably had more time than he realised.
Rijkaard. Marquinhos. Not too much more here than seeing out time, and time is very nearly seen out. And Rafinha. Great vision. Ronaldo showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Now it's Martinelli, pass somewhat off target. Son Heung-min. Oh, he's done very well to take that back.
Foram indicados 2 minutos
He's
de
had it taken
acréscimo.
off him. 2 minutes to be added on. Darren Fletcher, and he's managed to get free. And that will be it. Well, that was thrilling. A game of champs and chumps. The winners were so good at times. A side that can and will. Brazil do have the look of a team with genuine ambition. Already on the cusp of promotion, they are looking to make a statement here. We are more than ready. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So it's away we go then. Brazil cannot consider the option of defeat. It's not a question of want, but must. Well, that looks a decent ball. Upamecano cuts out the pass. Well, there is no question that Eden Hazard on his day is one of the world's best, Jim, so how do you interpret the role he's been given here?
Well, we all know he's at his best when he's coming in from that left side, whether it's to drag people away and isolate them or to combine with central attackers, but he also often plays as a 10, as we know, in a free role.
And is that a new dimension to his game?
No, he's been at that for years, and he's just very good wherever he plants himself.
And it's Messi. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Upamecano. Oh, easy pickings there. Palmer. Palmer! It's a loose ball. And the keeper couldn't hold it. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Now try to spin that positively. I certainly can't. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. Well, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances.
Well, I think a warning's about right. Just a slight rush of blood, nothing too intentional.
What a start. Free kick in a dangerous position in the opening minutes. A real opportunity here from a position of great potential. He's gone for it! And that is a little undercooked. Now, Antibala! And for a moment, time stood still.
Modern football for you. You get zero time to think on the ball. Take too long. And that happens, it gets pinched.
Dybala. Oh, this is a great position. Shapes to shoot! He's done very well to get to that.
It's quite a show he's putting on here. This is excellent work.
And that's put paid to a promising move. And he was alert to it. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. And smartly reclaimed. And it's Palmer. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Brilliant save from Donnarumma. Denied by an instinctive save.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And we have our very first corner. Cleared away. Nicely weighted. Tries a shot! It's fallen kindly here. And he's straight offside. Brazil, so far, providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. Upamecano.
How many interceptions have we seen now? Someone's got to up the quality and set an example.
Neither of these two want to come off second best. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And here's Haaland.
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And, of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. Threads one in. Serginho was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Oh, well played. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Hazard going face-to-face with it. Hazard! And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders.
Well, let that be a lesson to them. If they don't stay focused all the time, they're going to be made to pay.
He steps in, and that's the end of that. He has found the way through. Upamecano simply refused to be outdone there. Guti couldn't squeeze it through. And it's Rice. And the pass is intercepted. Well, it's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. And here's Dybala. Dybala hurtling down that right flank.
There will be 1 minute at a
Dybala.
time.
Palmer is onto this. There's the shot! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Really looks shot.
And the first half is done. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. Reflections on the first half?
Well, there's no way to disguise the fact that they've been poor. Not a single
Please
shot
be
on
made
goal
aware
tells
that
you
smoking
all you
is
need to know,
only
Peter.
permitted in
Everything
designated
seems a
areas
little
within
hurried
these
to me,
grounds.
a little rushed, panicked even at times.
An intriguing half, lacking only in goals. The score 0-0. And the second half gets underway. So the first half brought no goals. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Well timed, excellent interception. Szoboszlai. Here's Guti. Now it's Messi. Over to the left. He's found the way through. Messi. Oh, important interception. And it's a corner. It's their second corner of the game. Upamecano tries to clear. And now a sudden chance to counter. Alexander-Arnold promptly onto that, and that is that. And here's Mbappe. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Palmer unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. And here's Haaland. Haaland touches it back. Haaland being hunted in packs.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
Played out to the left flank. Not the most accurate pass. Tries to pass it through. Oh, he's played it in low. Well, some are shouting for a corner, but the referee says goal kick. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Hazard will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Messi, and he's in on goal. Real chance!
That, Peter, is wonderful reading of the game. Perfect positioning. Well played.
Van Dijk does well to get it back. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
He's found a way through. And Messi! Oh, that was no routine save.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
So, third corner of the game.
Substitution.
And he's taking no chances there. Pass somewhat off target. Brazil have the chance to go the other way. A deeply frustrating game so far. Certainly in terms of the scoreline, it remains 0-0. The referee's awarded a free kick. Looking for the run. Now this could be a chance.
Such good technique.
He's got away. Shoots! They've scored! There is the breakthrough. That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing. Having the composure to score is another.
Number 10, Lionel Messi.
So the first goal of the game.
Look, you can't deny that it's a blow, but this game is far from unsalvageable.
Hazard receives it in a wide position.
Brazil really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Now it's Son Heung-min. Now it's Guti. Guti! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
Beautifully worked to take the defence out of the picture, but there'll be no rush to see the replay on this.
Mbappe might just make this.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Played out to the right. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Some resolute defending there. Nicely aimed pass. Well, that pass isn't the best. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
That's a shade optimistic.
Variety is the spice of footballing life too. They need to alter their approach and start shifting this ball out wide.
Played out wide, and that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it. I think we're about to see a frenetic finish.
Decent chance! Yes, it's in! And they are back where they started in this fight for promotion.
Well, 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 who better to grab it? Situations like this just seem to come naturally to him.
And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
Substitution on the field. Number 7.
We have got changes here from both sides, in fact. So all square with almost no time remaining.
Credit where it's due. This is great attitude. Now the only question is whether there's enough in the tank to grab another.
Coming on the field. Number 17.
Son Heung-min. He's looking wide.
Number 13. Son Heung-min. Number 97.
Konate gets over and intercepts. That pass has been well intercepted. Valverde. Suarez. He's had a shot! Oh, what about that? And that may just do it! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish. Look, if you... Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Well, this was a game they could so easily have won on another day, but alas, that wasn't... Well, here we are with everything very much to play for. Win this one and they're going up. Incentives do not come much simpler or sweeter than that one. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. And we're underway. Brazil cannot afford to slip up here. Terrific support, and they're going to need it all. Messi. Now, can they get him away? That pass isn't the best. Haaland! And that is doing no harm at all.
Brazil certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Gets a good foot in there. Tries to play it through. Can he finish? Goal! Brazil! Is this the moment? The moment he made it happen. The moment they made it happen. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to sharpen up or it's going to happen again.
So we have had the first significant moment. It is 1-0.
Well, Peter, this now poses the question of stick or twist. Do they immediately go for another one or sit back and wait patiently for the opportunity to break?
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Engages and forces him off the ball. Alexander-Arnold calmly anticipates. Serginho, that is ended up in no man's land. And it's Guti. Priol cuts it out. So just the one early goal to report so far. 1-0 the score. That has not gone well. That has been cut short. Conte. Flamengo are looking lively here. They're playing with more zest, more purpose.
They are, and it's all because of the movement we're seeing down the flanks, and I think they look as if they're going to cause some real problems to that opposing defence. Both flanks are working quite well now.
And he plays one through. He is through here! And a chance! Kukçu is always looking to break lines. Guti gives it back.
They're really getting no time to think on the ball here.
Denilson driving forward. Law. Raul threads one in. Shot, surely! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Haaland looking understandably energised after his goal. Somewhat off target. Kukçu. Priol. And he has been fouled there. Big moments in a big game. He is off. Brazil are down to 10 men. No, that's been intercepted. Alexander-Arnold. Law. Tries to pass it through. That's tidy. He's got away. It's a pretty loose pass. Played out to the right. Defending was strong and firm. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Guti. There were better options before the ball was lost. Easy to say from up here, I know. Little pass back. Raul puts his foot on the gas. Chance! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
Well, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
In with the challenge. No, he's not played the ball, that's a foul. And it's Serginho. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. That's really well manoeuvred. He's shifting through the gears. He's gone for goal! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
He's definitely living up to the occasion here. He just loves being out there amongst it.
Kökçü. Szoboszlai. That's Guti. Serginho is one whose deliveries we all know about. And it's Serginho. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
It is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Oh, that's a key interception. And we hit half-time. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Brazil have done well to this point. At times I find myself struggling to work out just who's down to 10. That's testament to how adaptable they've been. I think if they can keep playing like this, Peter, it might just hold out.
Brazil can be fairly satisfied then. It's so far so good for them, and it's 1-0 at the break. That gets things going for the second half. A solitary goal, that has been the crucial difference. Good ball, good take. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Well read, nice interception. Van Dijk. For Rice. Serginho. Van Dijk. Szoboszlai. And it's Messi. And it's Rice. And Serginho. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Great vision. Serginho. Not the most accurate pass. Law! Szoboszlai gets good distance on it. Brazil are ahead here by what is still the only goal. And this is Raul. Fires it in low. And it's safely in the keeper's hands. Van Bronckhorst is a perfect combination of brain and brawn. Looking for the run, and that could set him on his way. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, Peter, if they're attempting to see out the game with such a narrow advantage, there's room for trouble. I just think they're sending out the wrong message. This could backfire. Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
And that's gone loose. Not much subtlety about that challenge. Azar. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
And that pass just didn't quite work. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances.
He's a lucky boy. I've seen cards issued for less. Here's hoping he stays out of further trouble.
Oh, that was close. Szoboszlai. Scholes, the man we've all come to watch. Couldn't squeeze it through. Now it's Azar. Now it's Casemiro. Raul. Szoboszlai. Oh, good-looking ball. Now it's Tchouaméni.
Brazil surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Bullish header! And the keeper couldn't hold it. It's hit the upright. And that would have won it.
Just got too eager there, I think, Peter. Had half an eye on the two-goal cushion.
I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Aimed beyond the defence. And the through ball. And he's managed to get free. Konate defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Brazil can feel it. Promotion now frighteningly close, but they're having to navigate around some pretty stubborn opposition here.
It's tempting to say, Peter, they're making things harder for themselves by not killing off the game when they had the chance.
Szoboszlai gets across to intercept that. Raul going about things with real menace. Time and again they are repelled. That's a nicely shaped ball. And he's in, and he shoots! Now that is commitment to the cause. Brazil with their first corner, the first in the game for either side actually.
Brazil really wanted that two-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here.
And he's made sure that's not getting through. Van Bronckhorst is sporting a guilty look after that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Casemiro. And that will be it. A win, a triumph. A time to crank up the music, charge the glass. This is going to be quite a...